In December last year, Michael Adebolajo and Michael Adebowale were convicted of killing Fusilier Lee Rigby. But the judge who presided over that case, Mr Justice Sweeney, postponed his sentencing until today's ruling.
The court has held that the statutory scheme enacted by Parliament, which enables judges to pass whole-life orders, is entirely compatible with the European Convention on Human Rights.
The panel of 5 judges, headed by the Lord Chief Justice Lord Thomas, gave their ruling today on a test case after a decision from the European Court last year which found whole-life sentences to be in breach of human rights.
What the Human Rights Court in Strasbourg said last year was it was wrong to pass a life sentence and throw away the key, to give somebody no hope whatsoever of release. And what the Court of Appeal in London has done is to say there's already a power to allow the Secretary of State to release a life prisoner on compassionate grounds. The Court has said that each case must be considered on its merits.
Today's ruling is a victory for the UK government.
I am pleased that the Court of Appeal has taken the decision that these sentences, which are used very sparingly, are proper ones in these particular cases. That will provide the public with reassurance, and also, in fact, that they are wholly in conformity with the European Convention on Human Rights.
And it paves the way for Mr Justice Sweeney to hand down whole-life sentences to Adebolajo and Adebowale.
We know that Lee Rigby's killers are going to be sentenced to life imprisonment. That's the only sentence for murder. The question is, are they going to get what's called a whole life order, which means they'll never be released, or will they get a minimum term of, say, 40 years or 50 years before they may be considered for release? Mr Justice Sweeney was considering a whole life order, otherwise he wouldn't have adjourned the case pending this decision by the Court of Appeal. Well, he has now been told he can make a whole life order, and it looks very likely that he will.
And in the last few hours, the Crown Prosecution Service have announced Mr Justice Sweeney will sentence Michael Adebolajo and Michael Adebowale next week. Rosie Leyden, Forces News, London.